Hello, it's Katie here, and this is tutorial number 2 of Sally that I am doing for Stones by Shelley on Facebook. We have a little train that we do every so often, and we're doing Nightmare Before Christmas this month. So I started out, if you saw, with my stencil, and I drew a circle, and then I took the stencil and went a size up and extended her face out just a little bit and then erased the lines. And that's how I got my oval. And then I'm using my stencil for the eyes. I did a plus sign for the face, and I did it to the side a little bit because her face, the picture that I was looking at, her face was turned to the side a bit. So your plus mark needs to be over to the left. And then I added in, I really struggled with the lips, and so you're going to see me rework the mouth several times until I get it right. This is just her arm, so it's real basic lines, just a V shape, and then like on her shoulder, you just draw a little shoulder, and then the line for her neck, and the line by her neck is part of her arm. But this is like I tried to keep it real simple, real basic drawing. Now I'm working on the little thing that she's holding. I tried to use the stencil for as much as I possibly could because it just really helps. I can't draw a circle very well, so I use my stencils all the time. So I made the little eyes, and as you see, I erase because I kept getting it wrong. So I just put in the little legs, and now I'm drawing the little patches on her dress, and it's all just really basic lines. Honestly, I tried to keep it easy. I have a more advanced video, and this is the easier version. And I just used a kneadable eraser to take some of the graphite off. Now I'm starting with Arteza gouache, and it's the crimson red. Doing her hair. And I'm just using a basic brush from Walmart to apply the color on her hair. So, this doesn't require any fancy smancy stuff. You can use red acrylic. You can use red watercolor. It's totally up to you. That's why I decided to use gouache on this one, so you can just use what you are comfortable with. Now, I'm using the cerulean blue, and I added white to it. So I'm going to paint in her face and around her eyes. I'm recording this at night, and I always get stopped up. Here I go. And I'm painting in the feet and the arm and neck. And now I'm using the darker blue to go in and add some shadow around the edges of her face and then around the mouth. And then what I do is after I get the color on, I clean off my brush, and I just bring that darker color into the lighter color. I kind of fade it into. And then I'll let it dry, and I'll move on to the next item of business. So I did the little patch of skin too on her dress. And now we're doing yellow, and this is mid yellow. I did the little patch on her bottom right side and then colored in the other two blocks. And this is magenta. I believe that's magenta. I know the magenta is a weird color. It's either magenta or I'll look. I'll look and make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's magenta and it's kind of a weird color, but it works. This is Prussian blue that I put in around the yellow patch. And I'm also using it on the thing that she's holding. I know Diana Gibson is going to be like, that's a so-and-so that she's holding. I'm telling you right now, I've seen it. I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas multiple times, and I don't know what that is. Supposed to be a little Jack, maybe, on a stick. But it was fun painting it. So don't kill me, Diana. I'm just painting in all the little points that I drew on him. And then I took black and I colored in all those white lines. So the Prussian blue is pretty dark, but it's not as dark as black. So I was able to still see the lines with the black drawn in. And then I brought it down the stem. Now that it's dried a little, I'm going in and painting her cheeks. I made pink with the crimson red and white. And I'm also painting in her lips. And this is going to take me a bit to get it where I want it, but I eventually get it to where I'm happy with it. So now I decided to go ahead and pop in some outlining. I got to a certain point where I was like, I kind of needed to see an outline, and I thought it would help. So I decided to go ahead and start with that. So I put in the little stitches on her mouth and outlined her lips and her shoulder and arm. And I'm using a Posca 1MR to do this. I'm just outlining her dress. Catching some details. Now I'm just coloring in her eyes with a black Posca pen. And I'm going to detail her hair. You don't have to get real crazy. This is real basic lines. So you don't have to do anything fancy. But you can always add glitter or anything that you would like to add. That's totally up to you on, rhinestones, whatever. You want to add, but just make sure you get in the main stuff on the rock if you're doing the train. If you're not doing the train and you're just watching this video, you can do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. So this is like a little mini Sally. Colored the eyes in black. Now I'm taking a pink Posca pen after the red has dried for a while, and I'm doing some highlights. Now I mixed some black in with some crimson and made a darker part for the part in her hair. I put that in, and then I'm letting it dry and just fix some highlights, fixed my lining. You'll see me jump back and forth because I'm waiting on stuff to dry. Now I'm adding some white in with a gel pen. This gel pen is from Wanda. She's the Foiling Rock Lady on Etsy, and I love this gel pen. It writes just about on anything. And I'm just adding in some details, her little scars and stitches. The eyelashes. Now I'm just adding some details to her dress. Some little curly cues in no particular order. I just threw in some curly cues. Now I added some white, I guess it's supposed to be like tape or something holding her dress together. And now I'm taking the white liner pen and outlining the thing that she's holding. And I decided I didn't like that, so I covered it back up. Y'all are going to see my, oh, I like that. No, I don't like that. Instead of cutting it, I'm showing you what I'm doing. So now I re-outlined it, and I liked that better. And then on the leaves, I just added a little highlight. And then I made little mini jacks or whatever those are supposed to be on her dress. And gave it white eyes. And I'm just doing some white highlighting. And I'm messed up on the eye, so I gotta fix the eye. I did white little dots around the eyes. But I didn't want it to be real bright, so I just, after I did the dots, I just kind of stuck my finger on it just to take some of the paint away. And I'm fixing that little part I messed up on right there at the bottom. Sorry, that gets a little blurry when I get too close. It gets blurry, or if it catches something shiny, it goes blurry on me, so I apologize for that. I will post a still picture of this, so you will be able to see it. Now you can see I'm correcting her eye. I forgot to record and didn't show, but I just took a Posca pen and went over that line in the eye and then let it dry. And now I'm going back and fixing the line. And I messed up again, so it's just one of those days, y'all. But y'all can see me in the process here. That worked out better. Go slower, Katie. Now I'm adding a little pink glitter onto her lips, because you gotta add a little sparkle. And then I used my daughter to make the white highlights in her eyes bigger. If I was to do this again, I would not make the whites so big, but I was just at the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. So now I'm taking violet, and I watered it down pretty good, and I'm just taking a brush and feathering it in all around her. And then I'm taking ultramarine blue, and I'm adding a lot of water, and I'm doing the same thing. And I'm also blending it into the purple as I'm going. Actually, I'm thinking that's the magenta and not violet. I'll get the color straight, and I'll post in the description the right colors to use. Again, this is Arteza I'm using, but you're welcome to use what colors you would like. You don't even have to do the background the way you like it if you're not doing the train. If you're doing the train, I would prefer if you tried to do the background. Now I put in some stars. And now I'm going to put in a whole bunch of glitter. You don't have to use this particular glitter. This is a galaxy glitter. You can use whatever glitter you have if you're doing the train. If you're not, You make it your own if you want to. This is just a little quick tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.